A long time ago, there was a generous lady. She always performed good deeds by merit making at the village temple. One day she decided to making merit at another temple located on the bank on the other side of the river. She got ready and prepared her merit making offerings. As she was ready to leave, it started raining heavily. It rained so heavily that she wasn't able to cross the river because she had no boat. Luckily, there was a Buddhist monk rowing his boat, and she asked him to take her across in his boat. The monk agreed and rowed her very quickly and carelessly across the river. This frightened her and she became very angry. So she decided to take revenge on him by painting, to have her future son take revenge on the monk. After making this page, she threw all her merit-making offerings into the river and found her way back home. Later she had a son named. When he was 11 to 12 years old, she had him stay at the same temple where the monk rudely offended her when crossing the river on that rainy day long ago. She was satisfied that her page would come too, because her son Katampa would fulfill his duty for her. One day, after washing the rude monk's robe, Temple boy Katampa took it to dry on a sand pile nearby. At that time, there was a dog passing by that tickled the temple boy, who had a plan to take revenge on the monk. He carefully decided to mix sugarland with black sesame and shape it into round balls, and then put them on the rope drying in the sun. As he shaped his creation, they looked like dog droppings, and this was history. The rope drying in the sun looked like the dog had put them there. When the monk came by and saw that his robe had been dirtied with dog droppings, and so he shouted for temple boy Katampa to come and be punished.
Why are you so stupid? You washed my robe and didn't hang it on the clothesline. Just look at the dirty robe. The temple dog dirty my robe with the dropping. As a punishment, I demand that you eat the dog dropping yourself. If not, I will do far worse.
The temple boy presented his excuses. Sorry, sir. I was busy and didn't mind your robe. I am so sorry. This explanation didn't satisfy the monk, and he still demanded that the temple boy eat the dog droppings. So, without hesitation, temple boy Katampa began eating the droppings without complaint. The doubtful monk asked. He replied, "Yes, sir, it is delicious. Would you like to try it?" The piece that remained, the monk tasted and said that it was indeed delicious. Dazzling more, the monk ordered the temple boy to get that temple dog and do what he can to make more of delicious dog droppings. The temple boy agreed to do so. On the next day, the temple boy catch the temple dog and weighed it in the dog. He was able to force droppings out of the dog by pressing the dog strongly against the dog's waist. A large amount of droppings fell to the ground. Immediately, the temple boy called for the monk to come and eat those delicious droppings. This resulted in accomplishing the first revenge for his mother. Later, the monk was invited to the city for some business and told Katampa to shut his residence door and not to let anyone in. he said.
Whoever called, don't open the door.
The monk returned from his business in the city and it was very late in the evening. At the entrance to the door, he shouted,
I'm back, open the door.
Temple boy Katampa answered, No, I was told by my superior monk not to open this door. Angrily, the monk yelled out again and said,
Well, it's me. I come back. Now quickly open the door.
Temple boy Katampa replied and yelled, No, I can't. My superior monk told me not open this door. The monk was unable to return to his residence at night. He was forced to spend the entire night outside. The next day, the monk realized that he had not participated in morning alms for several days and didn't want to break from tradition. So he told Temple boy Katampa to keep watch for the sunrise and inform him. When the monk went to bed, the temple boy noticed the coconut tree and began hatching a plan to trick the monk for a second time. Later, the temple boy climbed up this coconut tree and lit a fire at the top. The light from this fire lit up the temple compound. Then temple boy Katampa went to wake up the monk so he could begin his morning alms loud. The monk hurriedly put his robe, lifted his alms bowl and went out for alms. When he arrived inside the village, which was located several kilometers away, he was surprised that it was completely dark.
The villagers were asleep. The monk was forced to wait till dawn to collect his arm. On the other hand, the temple boy Katampa was happily sleeping at the temple. This event resulted in accomplishing the second revenge for his mother. Years passed by and Katampa got older, but not wiser in the ways of monkhood. Unfortunately, he wasn't studying or meditating because his aim in life was tricking and revenging the monk that insulted his mother. One day, Katampa went to see a monk and told him he was going to sell bags of salt at the market far away. On hearing this, monk also wanted to go in order to see the experience the outside world. The monk has a horse and temple boy Katampa knew that he would be riding on the horse. At the time of year, the Musuna plant was in full bloom. Its flower and pod are notorious for extreme itchiness. It's produced on contact. After noticing these flowers in the full bloom, the naughty temple boy Katampa quickly hatching another plan to trick his adversary. He picked some of each pot and put them all throughout the horse saddle. He would carry the salt bag while the monk rode his horse along the trail. All through the trip, monk itchy, scratched, and felt very uncomfortable riding on horse. Finally, he dismounted and decided to chain praise with the temple boy. He ordered him to ride the horse while he carried the heavy salt bag. The temple boy agreed. He quickly changed saddles and mounted the horse. He continued the trip comfortably while the monk carried heavy bag of salt. This event resulted in accomplishing the third revenge for his mother. By carrying the salt bag, the monk fell far behind the horse because of the weight of the salt bag. In order to catch up, the monk decided to hide the salt bag in some deep water and quickly walk to catch up with the temple boy. When he finally caught up, the temple boy asked the monk, "Where is the salt bag?" The monk replied, "I have hidden them in some deep water." Temple boy Katampa convinced the monk that they need to go to get the salt back for trading at the market. When they arrive to the deep water, they discover nothing remaining except for their empty bags. The salt has dissolved in the water. And then another plan hatched in the mind of the temple boy. The temple boy Katampa said, "The fish must have eaten the salt. We must catch all the fish and in this pond to retrieve the salt. Oh, by the way, if you catch the snakehead fish, give it to me and I will hit its ear." When the monk saw a snakehead fish, he grabbed it and gave it to the temple boy. The temple boy Katampa quickly but carefully hit its ears. Seeing the temple boy taking revenge on the fish for eating his salt made him want to do the same. So the temple boy threw the snakefish head over to the monk. The monk carelessly pawed on the fish ear and was rewarded by extreme pain caused by the sharp spine penetrating his palm. This pain was unbearable for the monk. The monk cried out to the temple boy, "I can't go on with this terrible pain. You will have to carry me." Katampa replied, "What do you mean? We both came on this trip together. How can we carry each other?"
Then the timber boy has another idea. He told the monk to wait and he would be back. He climbed up a mountain nearby and rolled a stone down to where the monk was waiting. Then he shouted out loud,
Attention! There's either a tiger or bear coming. Run for your life, quickly, or you will die.
The rock came rolling down to the mountain. This event resulted in accomplishing another revenge for his mother. The monk was so frightened that he forgot about the pain from the fish and ran all the way back to the temple with the temple boy following close behind. Upon returning, the monk told the temple boy to broil the catfish they had caught while he took a nap. The monk also allowed the temple boy to eat his fair share. Consequently, the naughty temple boy ate all the meat and left only the fish bone for the monk. He also had another naughty trick to play on the monk. The temple boy catch some flies and put them in the food tray, cover over the fish bone and sticky rice. When the monk woke up, he ordered the temple boy to bring his food because he was hungry. When the monk opened the food container, the flies flowed out, and then the temple boy said,
Oh my god! This fly has eaten the fish meat and now only the fish bone remains. We have to kill these petty flies. Here, take this fly swatter. If any flies land on me, use it to kill them, and vice versa. If any land on you, I will also try to kill them as well.
When the flies landed on the temple boy, the monk used the fly swatter to swat at the flies landing on him. The fly swatter didn't cause much pain for temple boy. However, the flies landed on the head of the monk. The monk shouted out,
"Go ahead and hit them. Get those petty flies."
Temple boy Katampa obeyed and hit on the monk's forehead with a hammer repeatedly until to die. This event resulted in accomplishing the final revenge for his murder. We should forgive others. From the story, it is a story that is shared to make it fun and enjoyable, and hidden with the concept as a lesson for those who have been listening.